So yeah, hey guys, what's up? Welcome to your favorite tech channel. It's your boy Say Journey, and today we're gonna be talking about some very interesting earbuds. I've got the Sony WFSP800N and the Samsung Galaxy Buds Plus. Now, this is actually what I'll call probably some of the best earbuds from last year. And we'll take a deep look into them, looking at the design, the form factor, the sound profile, the usage in different scenarios, maybe phone calls and all of that. We're pretty much going to do an extensive testing to these and help us make a decision on which one to go for, considering there's actually a lot of similarities in some points and a lot of differences. But that being said, let's get down into the business for today. So first off for me will be the design, and first right out of the box, you can actually tell that this Sony is huge. Like looking at this charging case, you just see that this is freaking huge. And when you go even deeper into it, the earbuds themselves are massive. Like, yo, this guy literally sticks right out of your ear. Like, it's not designed to stick in your ear canal, rather it's meant to actually be out there and create a snuggle fit thanks to its air tips and its silicone case, which quite surprisingly, despite the fact that it's a little bit heavy, it's on the 0.4 grams. This is interestingly very comfortable to use. So I can literally have this on all day, and for its design, its comfort level is just insane. It's been so well designed to just make sure it stays in there, it fits, and it doesn't fall out. So actually that's probably the biggest part of this for me. Besides the fact that it doesn't go deep into your air canals like other ones do, it has that downside of not giving you enough noise isolation. Thanks to the fact that it's actually sitting on the outside, but it stays in there, it increases its comfort level, and overall it's just a very decent earbud. Outside that, I would say I don't like this case. It's massive. It literally feels like you've got a giant S20 Ultra in your pockets all the time. That's literally what it feels like. Like, this is big, it's thick. It's actually thicker than most phones, if not. It's actually the size, like the thickness is the size of two phones literally. So it's like having two phones thick and like bulging out of your pockets. It's really uncomfortable, and as a result, if you're looking at this for a daily driver, probably would be a little bit difficult, kind of like just taking it around and all of that. But the Samsung Buds, on the other hand, are actually really small. I like the design, the fit. It also snugly fits into the air and actually sits right in there. And thanks to the air tips that actually come with it, or the air fins, which is quite very adjustable. It sits right in there and sits there. It provides a whole lot of noise isolation. So by just putting it on right now, I can actually, they already isolated like all the background noise. I can actually hear some background noise earlier on. This is completely gone, and it just gives you a much better, richer, and deeper listening experience as a result of that. However, it also gets to impact the comfortability. So as a result, especially thanks to the fact that I have a very small air canal on the right side, this becomes very uncomfortable after a short while. Like, I can barely have this for 5 minutes in my right ear, while on the left could probably sit there for like about 6 hours tops before it actually becomes almost unbearably uncomfortable. So that's probably the downsides to it. But overall, the design, the form factor, it's so portable that I can literally have this in my pockets all day, all the time, go around with this, and as a result, the design, I'll probably give the winner to the Buds. The comfortability, definitely the Sony wins that. So next up will be waterproofing. For those of you who actually do like to work out, so we actually all do. So I work out a lot with my earbuds, and I go running, weightlifting, treadmill, and I would say both of them actually do a decent job. However, this doesn't come with that Samsung Galaxy earbuds. They don't. Buds Plus, they don't come with waterproof rating, which means you're at your own risk, meaning they are not really designed for you to use in the gym. While these guys actually have the IP55 rating, which means you can actually use it, can withstand sweat, water to a very decent extent, particularly running in light showers, and you'll be totally okay. As a result, this automatically would almost win that bout straight up. And as I said initially, and for comfortability and the fact that the air fins on this guy actually really hold in place when you're running, they almost Actually, it's not like they never fall out. Like literally, once this guy goes in, regardless of how much I shake my head, running, jumping, twisting, they just don't fall out. Like it just sits right in there. It snuggles in, and that's it. Like it just sits right on the outside. And thanks to the fact that it doesn't have so much noise isolation because it doesn't sit in your ear canal too, it allows you to actually hear a lot of like sound from the outside. I'll go deeper into that when we get into the sound profile. But that also helps with giving you some natural ambient sound, which you otherwise would not have had if it was simply fake. While on the other hand, the Samsungs are unfortunately not as stable with enough movement, jogging, especially once you start to like sweat a little and starts to get wet, it actually starts to slip out and actually eventually slips out of your ear on both sides. But it gives you a very deep snow which that can actually almost enjoy a better sound experience out of this. We'll go deeper into that later. But yeah, that's it for me with the design of with the waterproofing part. Next up will be the battery life. So despite the fact that this guy has a very huge case, do not be deceived, its battery life is just about almost the same as this. Now in reality and in true life practice, this actually lasts a little bit much longer than this does. On paper, this is rated to last for 26 hours on pretty much the case and the buds, while the buds on their own would last for 13 hours on single use, while this ones will do 11 and 26 combined, which means the cases sports a single charge. Yeah, this is extremely big, which makes it disappointing for me to have that meso battery life. Overall, it actually does last better in combined usage than this does, and as a result, if you're looking at it for battery life, I think this guy actually would be the king. And then I said I was going to go into that later on. So this guy also has something else in the specification of the design that this doesn't have, and that is the ANC, so that's active noise cancellation. And as a result, this can actually digitally cancel the noise that you have in your environment, which makes it technically the king. I wonder Sony actually makes some of the best, if not the best, noise cancelling headphones. I use the WH900 personally, and that has been my base since I got it. Like literally on my trips traveling in the airplanes, it literally snugs out all of that noise and you just get a very good sound experience out of that. And this doesn't quite come close to the headphones, but overall it's really decent and it actually does work, and that's an advantage over this. Now both of them actually have ambient sound mode. This allows you to customize or like move it all the way and set 8 stages, which means you actually get to like fine tune it as much as you need it. This has 4 levels. Overall, I almost prefer the ambient sound on this guy, but this, for the fact that it's fully customizable and you can actually move it along 8 steps, makes it technically the winner of that battle too. So when it comes to the overall design specifications and a little bit of the extras, I think this guy wins that battle. So to set them up, literally, you've got the Sony headphone app and you've got the Samsung Galaxy wearable. Now both apps actually give you a lot of notifications and like integrations into both devices, and helps you to actually manage them and get a better listening experience. And you can play around with the EQ, the ambient sound mode, and all of that. Overall though, I think I actually prefer the app on the Sony because it has a few extras and allows you to do a little lot more specific fine-tuning and dialing in into the earbuds, which makes them almost infinitely customizable, meaning you can actually get your own custom tailored experience completely out of those earbuds thanks to the app. More than this, this has more predefined modes, which you have the clear, you've got the extra bass, you've got just specific modes that have been designed, like on the EQ side, that helps you to get a general better or improved experience out of the buds, but you can't really fine tune it to precisely get your own sound tone, if you understand what I mean. So as a result, both of them are very great apps, but I think the Sony actually has a much more better integrated app. But that being said, if you use a Samsung phone, this will probably integrate a lot better with your phone than this will. But based of hardware wise, okay, so that's actually probably the most interesting part of it. The chips in this integrates very well with the chips in the Samsung phones, which literally is the Samsung. So on the hardware side, this actually plays a whole lot better with your phone, and you get actually a slightly improved sound quality out of this if you're using with the Samsung phone as a result of that. while this integrates very well with any Android or pretty much any platform which it's connected to, thanks to the app. So on the software side, it actually has a very decent and impressive integration. Integrated so well with my Android, with my phone, that I actually get a whole lot of better experience out of this. I'll go into that very soon. But overall, I think the apps actually allow you to get the best out of your AirPods. So over to the sound profile. Right out of the box, the Sonys actually sound great. A little bit extra bassy, extra bass, but overall it's got that very decent sound profile that you can pretty much rock with in almost any scenario. While the Samsungs, I would say, probably have the best sound right out of the box. It actually sounds really good out of the box and replicates or creates a very good sound experience for the listener. But overall, once you go into the customization part of it and actually dial into the EQ, this guy can literally become anything you want it to be. Like, it rivals, it's probably one of the best sounding headphones, earbuds, that I've actually tried all year. Like, it can actually rival almost anything once you get into the EQ part, because you could dial it into any, and I mean any kind of style that you want, and as a result you get a very unique and decently sounding earbud out of this. You want extra bass or when you're in the gym, you want something low or when you're in a certain scenario. Pretty much, it just gives you the best with almost any sound profile. As a result, overall, after customization, this becomes the best. Prior to customization, right out of the box, this is actually the best when it comes to the sound. Now, when you take both earbuds out, which is pretty much the same for both of them, it stops playing the music, and when you put it right back in, it starts playing. You can customize that on the app for this one, while on this one, it's just automatic by default. You can actually tweak that. The other part of what I would say I like the most about this is the fact that you can switch the left and the right earbud controls on the apps to do exactly what you want. For instance, accessing Google Assistant or Siri or Alexa, depending on what you set it up to do, talking back, receiving notifications, receiving phone calls, controlling the phone. A whole lot is just a lot easier, and I said, thanks to the app, this guy is fully customizable to become almost anything you want. While on the Samsung, it's more defined, and it's only Bixby that this actually connects directly to instead of Google Assistant. So overall, for the best Android experience, I actually go with this guy because it actually integrates a whole lot better with the phone, with your notifications to you automatically, and a whole lot extras that just makes the Sony very interesting and a lot better than the Samsung, in my own opinion. So yeah, the moment many of you have been waiting for. How do they sound when you're actually making voice calls? So we're going to be doing 4 tests. The first is going to be in a regular noisy environment. The second will be in a train. The second will be in the train. The third is going to be in the gym. And the fourth, regularly in the house. I'm just dealing with noise in different environments. So let's pick it up. Hey, what's up? Yeah, I'm just chilling. A long day. Hey, I just got off work. I'm heading home. How was your day? Yo, bro, I'm in the gym. Yeah. Hey, sorry. It's kind of noisy. I got the TV playing in the background. Hey, what's up? Yeah, I'm just chilling. Long day. I just got off work. I'm heading home. Hey, yo, bro, I'm in the gym. Hey, sorry it's noisy. I got the TV playing in the background. So overall, which ones would I go for? It's actually a very dicey choice, and I think it all boils down to the user at the end of the day. For my Android integration and the fact that they're extra comfortable, I think I will by default want to go for the Sony. But the fact that they're not as portable and this is just bulky, and I don't like that fact about it, so it kind of like gets minus points for that on me. Well, if you want something you don't really want to delve into, you're not trying to do extra customizations, you're not trying to tweak it in any way, you just want to get great sound, get some nice ambience whenever you need it, and just get an overall general basic experience, which is good overall, which is what Apple would usually give you with their AirPods and stuff like that, then definitely I would go with the Samsung, because that gives you a straight out of the box great experience, great sound. It sits right in your ear canals. It sounds good. The ambient sound is good. Everything actually is. I'll give it an A. Actually, you just want to get an A plus. So this will get an A plus for most of the things it does well, apart from the portability aspect of it. But if you're somebody who's actually more like out in a temperate region where you have more of like rain humidity, or somebody who works out a lot, you're always running, working out and all of that, then this might probably be a better pick for you. But let me know in the comment section below, which ones do you prefer? Why did you go for the one you went for? And yeah, finally, on the price part of it. So both of them, this retails right now on Amazon for $148, while this retails for $109. You can probably get it a lot cheaper on the Samsung website, because you could trade in right now almost any basic device and get some credits to get it for a little cheaper. And right now on Amazon, eBay, Best Buy, you can actually get the refurbished or the renewed version of both of them for around $70, which means bottom line, they almost fall to the same price if you want a renewed. And if you're looking for a brand new one, there's a little bit of a price difference. But overall, they sit around that same ballpark. Battery life is probably around the same. And so, it's close to the same. So overall, I think it just boils down to your taste. And extra, they also come in different colors, so you can actually get them in different colors. I have the black of this, I have the blue of this. You can get them in multiple colors depending on what you do prefer. So that's it for me, guys. If you want to see another video like this, or you liked what you saw, please subscribe, like this video, and tell me in the comment section below too what you guys would like me to review next. Thank you so much for this one, and my name is still Johnny, and see you guys on the next video. Cheers.